Welcome to Recorder Works. So today I want to talk a little bit about improvising on the recorder. So I have here a descant recorder. It's a Mollenhauer Dream, lovely sounding instrument. And we're going to start our improvisation just using a minor pentatonic scale in E. And these are the notes. And if you're not used to improvisation, then this is definitely enough notes to begin with. Later on, we'll extend the range a bit. So we've got E, G, A, B, D, E, high E. So make sure, first of all, that you've got those notes kind of relatively easily under your fingers. Might take a while to get to that point if you're fairly new to the recorder, but you know, you've got to have that kind of fluency before you can start messing around and coming up with ideas. Even if you do it quite slowly. And you might notice that there I'm doing it pretty legato. I'm not using any tonguing, which is a quite good way of making sure your fingers are actually moving nice and snappily. Yeah, you could do tonguing. Which sounds nice, but it can also disguise the kind of little glitches in your fingering. So, you know, but try both. Okay, now the next tip is get a drone going. You could use, you could use something like this. It's a little electric keyboard. I've got something similar on my desk. It's a little synth, but I don't want to lift it up because I'll mess up the wires. So I'm just going to put on a drone now, just on the note E. Before I start though, I just want to say why I'm doing this. Having a drone is really useful. First of all, it sounds nice, but also it really helps you to know how you're doing with your tuning and your breath pressure, stuff like that. So for example, let me show you what I mean. There's a lot of range in the intonation there, and I want to get it in harmony with this, right? So that's a very good reason to have a drone. And then just play the notes against the drone and see how they sound. Once you've got an idea of how they sound, try little combinations. That was just an idea and I went with it and it sounds quite nice, right? So this kind of up one and back again, and then doing it on another note, up one and back again, and then again. And this is all about creativity, okay? If it sounds nice, then that's all you're looking for, right? You're not worrying about whether it's right or wrong. So far we're just using 4 notes. And then so a little bit of sliding into that B and also coming down from the D to the A. That's an idea, and the idea occurred to me just by noodling. Okay, so I want to really encourage you to get into this concept, right? This advanced musical concept of noodling. Right? So you're not worrying about whether it's right or wrong. You're not being dictated to by some dots on a bit of paper. You're just trying stuff out. And if you like it, you go with it. If you don't like it, you change direction. Long notes. Short notes. Okay, so that's all within those 5 notes, 6 with the octave that I just showed you. We can extend the range now. Down to the D. And then that's going above that high E by treading on the G above it, or treading with the G above it. And then double notes. Okay, that's the E minor pentatonic scale. Now we can use the same notes and get a completely different sound world if we change the drone, which I will attempt to do now, turning off that E drone and turning on a G. Same notes. This now becomes a major pentatonic scale. So pretty much the same procedure as before. You try stuff out. If you like it, you keep going. You can't really go wrong with these pentatonic scales because there's no real dissonance in them. Okay, all the notes are fairly harmonious. I mean, if you were making harmonies, all the notes would be fairly harmonious. There's no kind of semitone interval. But it's got this very kind of open sound, so it's very easy to make pleasant sounding music. And it's a great opportunity, as well as exploring your kind of musical creativity, also to kind of focus on technique in a way that you can really, without the kind of distraction of the visual thing. You can almost like close your eyes and think, well, what's going on a physical level here? Am I relaxed? Is my fingering like really, really good? Am I covering the holes? I'm not suggesting you need to have your eyes closed, but just focusing on stuff that isn't just dots on a bit of paper is a really, excuse me, a really good way of improving your technique. So that's it really. I'm gonna just play a little bit more on the way out. Don't think there's anything I want to say in this video. I'll probably make other ones about approaches to improvising on the recorder. But for now, I just want to encourage you to try it. You don't have to have a drone, but it definitely helps. But yeah, just kind of encouraging people to kind of get into their creativity musically and have a bit more of a kind of playful approach than sometimes there is. If we're kind of very formal, like notes on the paper, that's great, but just kind of loosen up a bit. That's my agenda for this morning. So here goes. E minor pentatonic improvisation. Here we go. And I think that'll do for now. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this kind of material, and I'll see you in the next video.